Hey everyone, Ian here. Welcome back, and to all y'all newbies, welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at the last piece of software in this series. This can take your recordings that are roadkill, for lack of a better term, I'm going to say, and totally perform a complete revival, resuscitation, whatever the word is, it can do it. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are in Twisted Wave. We're going to go ahead and go up to the Effects window. We're going to open up the Audio Units and VST, which stands for Virtual Studio Plugins. We're going to go down to IZOTOPE, and we're going to go right in order. We're going to go to RX6 D-Click. Now this will get rid of those annoying mouth clicks, the mouth noise, those little noises that can creep into your recordings. They're super irritating to listen to, especially if you have headphones on. And it happens to everybody. It's kind of one of those things you can't avoid. In everyday speech, you can't hear it most of the time when someone's talking, but stick a microphone near their mouth, you're going to hear some clicks. So right here, and the great thing about these RX Elements plugins is you just open. Most of the time, the factory settings will do the job, will suffice. So you don't have to mess around with this too much. I never do. I just let them do their thing. I run it. Just, highlight what you want done. In this case, we'll just highlight this, run it quick, hit play, spacebar. Hey everyone, Ian here. Welcome back. And you can see all of them being recorded. Newbies, welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at the last piece of software in this series. This can take your recording. And you get the idea. So it'll do that process, get all of the clicks out for the most part. It might miss a couple, but it's going to sound a hell of a lot better than it did before. So we're going to undo that because I don't want to do that before I EQ. Don't worry, we're going to go way more in depth with all of this in future videos. But we're going to go back up to Effects, go to Audio Units and VST again, go down to IZOTOPE, and we're going to go to D-Clip. Now for this, I recorded a certain segment. Let me see right here. Yeah, see this? Sorry, my neighbor's dog is not having a good day today. So we're going to play this, and you'll be able to hear what I'm talking about.
And this is what happens when you record too hot, idiot. You're coming in too loud, idiot. Turn the gain down, idiot.
Holy. All joking aside, that was a little extreme, but most of the time you're going to probably run into this problem here. See the lower frequencies are really emphasized? It's because I was too close to the mic and the gain was way too high, and you'll hear what I mean. Even right here, you can see I'm coming in way too hot. I'm clipping. It's going to be distorted audio, just not usable. Now, this might be able to be revived or resuscitated, whatever the word is. Maybe, and it's never a guarantee. The algorithm for these pieces of software is amazing, but at the end of the day, there's only so much they can do with the garbage you give them. For lack of a better term, like if you don't record right, if you don't set the gain right, have correct mic placement, you can't always rely on software to fix the problem. So we're going to open up that effect, go down, IZOTOPE, D-Clip, and we'll see if we can save this. We're just going to hit the spacebar to play. Even right here, you can see I'm coming in way too hot. I'm clipping. It's going to be distorted audio, just not usable. So we ran it once. It says it repaired 118 clipped intervals. So let's see, apply and close. Let's see if it actually made it sound better. Even right here, you can see I'm coming in way too hot. I'm clipping. It's going to be distorted audio, just not usable. Now that actually didn't do a bad job. It's still not perfect, but it doesn't sound as modulated as it did before. But still, I always say, it's always an upstream conversation, like get it right in microphone or, whatever. Get it right when you record it, and you won't have to rely on this software to save your butt. Trust me, it will save you a lot of headaches, and you won't have as many reshoots. Now, the last effect we're going to look at, let me see right here. Oh, I have mail. Let's see. IZOTOPE. D-Hum, I don't find that I have to use that too often. I honestly don't, correction, I have never used that in my life. I think that's more so if you're traveling to other countries, they have different frequencies, different outlets that you use, and that might cause like a ground loop, and that helps you get rid of it. I've never run into that problem of having to get rid of hum, but That's just me. Your experience may differ, and there are tons of videos on YouTube of people saying, like, explaining how to use that plugin, but I don't have too much experience with it, so we'll leave that one. And voice denoise, this is the best plugin in my opinion. So we're gonna load the other right here, lav. See this, I usually use this for the lav because I'll set a couple markers right here. There we go. So that's highlighted. I always normalize beforehand, so we'll go to -3. And you see, here's the parts where we don't talk. If you look over here, you see the noise floor is fluctuating around 58, 59, 60, which isn't terrible, but it's still audible. So when you highlight that, go to Effects, Audio Units, and VST, go down to Isotope, Voice Denoise, or Denoise, however you pronounce it. For this one, usually when you open, it's at 4.8. And that usually works really good for the boom. I use that for the boom. That's the factory, default. But for this one, it needs a little more TLC. It needs a little bit more TLC, so I up it usually to about 10 or 12. You don't want to use it too much. If you can go up to 20, but then you really start to notice that, the software is, really working hard, and it's kind of making it sound modulated and weird. I mean, it's still usable, but I always don't like to go too high. So let's go back to the beginning of that.
Hey everyone, Ian here. Welcome back. And to all y'all newbies, welcome.
See how it doesn't affect the voice that much? And if we go over to this segment here, it even does it when we're not speaking. See, significantly reduced. It's kind of doing what a downward expander does. And we'll talk about that in future videos. What that does. That basically takes the noise floor down when you stop speaking, and then it kind of like lifts it back up when you're speaking. So it cuts off everything but the dialogue if it's set right. It's really useful. But that's just a quick look at these plugins. They're fantastic. They're relatively cheap. I'm going to put links in the description. They have a really advanced one, RX7, like a full suite that's like $2,000, but that's for like major motion picture productions, and it's expensive, but it's, it does the job. But that was just a quick look at this, guys, and let's get back into the studio. And that's the video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell to get notified every time a new video comes out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.